Hmm, what should I watch for my next review?
You idiot. You must watch in chronological order.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Dominic from Dominic Talks Movies, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe down below because I post movie content every single day that I know you're gonna love. So, subscribe down below, help me get to 200 subscribers by the end of August. Also, like this video if you enjoyed. But with that being said, let's get right into the review. Now, first, getting into the positives of the film. The first positive that I have is that it is a visually beautiful film. Now, obviously, you might think that, like, yeah, sure, it was because it was 9 years after its predecessor, so the CGI and the effects are going to look much better than they did because technology just improved. But just overall, the cinematography and just like the atmosphere of it all is still quite amazing. So I can't really take away from it in that sense because it's still a great, like, visually appealing film, even when it doesn't come to like the CG and all that stuff. Although the CG is quite good, and just in general, we get some kind of cool in depth of more characters that we don't really know, like everyone loved Gimli in Lord of the Rings, obviously, and we're like, okay, we don't really know anything about dwarves. Now we do. As much as other people will tell you this, I'm another one of those people that I love a good origin story, and this is a very good one. Honestly, like, taking away all the negatives, this is actually like a really, really fun movie for the most part, and is a pretty good origin story. We get to know Bilbo as a character, you kind of get into his nuances and just how he grew as a character and how his confidence increased throughout the film, basically. And it was just a pretty cool like origin story. Even though it's only the first of three films, we still get to see some pretty solid development from our main character Bilbo. The last little one for me is kind of a joke, but it's kind of not. Is the Down in Goblin Town song?
Down, down, down in Goblin Town.
It was really fun, and just that the head goblin or like the king or whatever, I don't know what he is, to be honest with you, but he was a pretty cool character, and this song was just really funny and I really liked it. Now, moving on to the negatives of this film, the first one up is the biggest problem I have, and probably the biggest that a lot of people have with this one, is the length and the pacing. This was originally written as a 300-page novel, and it was translated into almost 10 hours of film. And I think with the extended editions, which I do have, it might actually add up to 10 hours. I haven't checked. So you turn 100 pages into 3 hours of film. So that's kind of a recipe to give you pacing issues because you're going to have to expand upon and kind of drag out things in the plot that aren't necessarily the most important or just relevant to the story. And it'll make this film seem very boring because there's stuff that's not supposed to be like delved into, and it gets like a very deep explanation because they want to make the 3 hour long film just to kind of make it similar to the Lord of the Rings, where the Lord of the Rings, they're turning a whole book into like 3 or 3.5 hours of film, where this one is like a third of a 300-page book into 3 hours. So that just didn't work for me. And the other problem that I do have with this film is about the cast of main characters, aka the dwarves. It's kind of a shame because the writers just wrote them very poorly, because in the books we kind of have a relationship with basically all of the dwarves. You get to know all of them. But in this one, you only really get to be like introduced to like three or four of them. And at that, the only one we actually get backstory for is Thorin because he's the main one. But regardless, we really only have Thorin to root for because everyone else is just like we don't really know who they are. I'm pretty sure we get introduced to like Philly and Killy, and I think that's the only ones I remember. There's so many, but it's just a problem that like there are basically our main characters, and like how do you expect us to care for them if the writers don't even care for them? That's just, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like a pretty big deal because obviously they're main characters, but they're still fun characters. They're just not good ones. Having said all this though, this was a pretty fun film, and honestly it is a Middle-earth film, so it's kind of hard not to have fun with it for me. So overall I'm going to give this film, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, a 68%. Is a decent score, but nothing super special. It definitely had its flaws, but the fact that it is a Middle-earth film and it's pretty fun makes up for a little bit of it. And that's gonna do it for my review of The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like on the video to help support my channel. Also subscribe down below if you want more content like this, or if you enjoyed this video, because I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of August. If you guys could help me out by subscribing and sharing my channel with your friends, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'm also going to link up here, I don't know which corner it is, in the top right, whichever side that is. I'm going to link my movie reviews playlist just in case you want to see any of my other movie reviews. I've reviewed all the Star Wars films and a bunch of other solo films, so if you want to check any of those out, they'll be linked up on this side, I think, maybe this side, whatever. My movie review playlist will be linked. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I will see you in the next one.